At age of 22, I walked across the stage with a master's degree, a milestone that feel like an early achiever. My friends said that I was so inspiring. My professor praised that I can achieve whatever I set my mind on. But behind the hustle, there is something really critical and missing. That is why. I raced through my grad school, treating it like a checklist, acing exams, being a straight A student, getting a diploma, and going straight into the corporate world. I didn't take a single pause, and I just chased for validation. The worst, I sacrificed relationships, hobbies, and even my health for a title after some years didn't guarantee fulfillment. Today, I would trade half of my late night study sessions for self-discovery, mentorship, and moments of joy outside of the resume. So if you are also on fast track, here's a tea that I wish I had known earlier. Welcome back to my channel. I am Olivia, and today I'm going to talk about how I literally rushed through my early 20s that I would have wanted to slow down and enjoy my youth if I were to do it all over again. I bet the first question you may want to ask is then why you rushed through grad school? The answer is pretty simple because people around me back then were all applying for grad school or PhD programs, and I did not want to feel that I'm falling behind. I also had this misconception of faster equals to smarter. Back then I knew the idea of gap year, but it didn't cross my mind that this could be applied to me because I knew that I was going to pursue an advanced degree. So I told myself, why you want to wait until a couple years after? You can simply do it now. Get it fast and get it done. So I got admitted to a very technical school in Atlanta. You probably know which school it is. I studied statistics, so basically math. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed my journey there, and I met some of the most talented and hardest working people in science and engineering. It's just when I look back, there are some drawbacks of going to grad school in such an early age. And also, by no means suggesting you should choose one way over another. There's literally no perfect decision, no perfect choice. I just want to express my honest opinions based on my own experience, so when you make your decision, it's a well thought decision. The first drawback is no industry experience. For career clarity, you have none because you've never worked in a company. I remember when I first interviewed for my first summer internship when I was in grad school, I thought what made me stand out would be my advanced degree, GPA, and number of courses that I took in such a short period of time, but I was totally wrong. What I was asked the most was my previous work experience, and back then I did not have any industry working experience. I only worked as an undergraduate research assistant when I was in college, for a professor in a lab doing data analysis. I think that's what essentially helped me land my first internship. Compared to degree and GPA, I think based on my experience, company cares more about your character, your can-do attitude. Are you willing to learn everything from scratch? Are you easy to work with? How you resolve a conflict? And what do you do if you're handling competing priorities? Something like that. Because for the team that is recruiting, they're essentially recruiting their future colleagues they're going to work 9 to 5 with. The second drawback is burnout before your career even started. I have this analogy: say your brain capacity can absorb 100% of knowledge within the set period of time. For graduate study, they are trying to pack 300% of knowledge and fit into your brain capacity within the same amount of time. I could not forget how many nights that I simply slept in the library just to save the commute time to study, especially during the final weeks. It is good in a way that you want to absorb knowledge within a short period of time to advance your career, and you will have this sense of community because everybody there is to study, they're eager to learn, so you will never feel alone. But it's easy to get burnout, especially you come straight from 4 years college study. Sign up for this hectic without knowing where your career is heading to long run, I would not recommend it. If I were to do it all over again, I would not want to go straight to the grad school after college. I will want to work for a year or two to see if I'm happy with my job. If not, then do I want to go to grad school? If so, what I can learn from the grad school to help me gap where I'm right now to where I want to be in the near future. Or simply take a gap year to reflect and to travel the world, to talk to people in your area or in different industries to gain insight outside of your like school bubble. The third drawback is networking feels pointless. Some of my classmates were ex-analysts or consultants. When I entered grad school, I was 21. I was this kid with no stories to share because I have no work experience. I have nothing to contribute to class discussion. For me, grad school is another college, just with a shorter period of time. Alright, it's getting dark outside, but the last point. So the last drawback that I can think of is missing out on life. People say that 30s is the new 20s. I agree, it is a generalization, but it's not completely accurate. Have you watched a TED Talk from psychiatrist Meg J talking about 30s is not a new 20s? The first time that I watched that talk, I was not even 20s, and now recently I kind of replayed that. Some ideas I really resonate, so if you haven't watched it, I put the link down in the description box, so please go check it out. So, but basically for me, what I missed out in early 20s was self-discovery, taking care of my health, both physically and mentally, and practicing mindfulness and relaxation. In my early 20s, like relaxation is not in my dictionary. And I hope I would travel to a place to relax for more than 5 days, because that never happened in my early to mid 20s. And don't get me wrong, I do travel a lot, but I will tell you how I travel. I would intentionally book red-eye flight so that I can sleep on an airplane, land at 5 in the morning, and show up in the office 9 in the morning and start my week. And what if I feel tired? I just drink coffee and keep operating. And also this is when I was in the office, and when I was working from home during COVID, I remember wake up, log in, and start working and drink a cup of Americano or two. And the next time when I check what time is it, it was 4 in the afternoon, and the whole day that I probably ate a couple of almonds and some grapes, and that's it. I just cannot believe that's how I treated myself back in the early 20s. Nobody's gonna care about you more than you care about yourself. I'm so glad that I have gone through that period of time, and today where I am mentally strong and physically healthy. So I think it is the wake up moment to treat yourself right. Yeah. All right. It's getting dark outside, so I am moving inside to wrap up this video. Very last, what I would do differently. The first one is I will probably prioritize internships / networking over grades. Back then in college, I got A+ on all my math classes other than one, because for that class, there's no A+, so I got A. That's how obsessed I was with my grade back then. The second that I would do differently is to take a year or two to work before grad school. I think I mentioned earlier that grad school for me is like another college. It's just a shorter period of time, and the more I work, the more I realize things like business acumen and corporate leadership. Those are not the ones that I was taught in a technical degree, like studying math in grad school. So it kind of gets to the point of where I am right now. I started seriously considering business school in the beginning of this year. If you watched my very first YouTube video, I talked about how I got 335 on a GRE with just 2 months of prep. So if you're also considering business school or grad school and you decide to take GRE, please go check that out. I'm gonna link it down below, because in that video I talked about the tips and strategies that helped me maximize my score in such a short period of time. And the funny thing is, as I was preparing for the exam, I got laid off because of the US and China trade war. People say that life is a box of chocolate. It really is. So life is a bit uncertain right now, but I interpret it as there's so many options ahead of me. So I see this as an opportunity for growth and positive transformation. I'm so looking forward to what is the next chocolate that life hands over to me. And at the very end, back to the point, there is no right or wrong time of when to start grad school, and I'm just sharing my experience and some drawbacks that I faced as a result of the decision of going to grad school right after college. And let me know your thoughts on this. Please feel free to comment down below and I'm gonna respond. In the very end, thank you for hanging out with me here and hearing me talking like a diarrhea. And well, I hope it doesn't sound like that. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye!